from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio, this is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report.
I don't know who uses these headphones ahead of us, but man.
Are they loud?
Oh, wow. Yeah, they must be really hard of hearing.
Well, you never know.
50 years of racing, and I'm hard of hearing, and
what?
It's loud, dude.
Welcome to the Hammer Down Racing Report for August 29th, show number 98. Boom, look at that. I can push buttons and make things automatically happen.
Yeah. Sometimes you're amazing, Scott.
All right. Hey, I think we're working now.
Oh, all right.
All right. For those of you listening on iHeartRadio or on any podcast.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. You have no idea what's going on.
Little technical difficulties, but...
those of you watching on YouTube Live or Periscope, Twitter, or Facebook Live... yeah, that's
we're back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with that. That wasn't working right. I'm gonna have to fill out a ticket. We just got an email this morning. Anytime you need engineers to do anything, we have to fill out a ticket. So I'm gonna have to fill out a ticket now and say, hey, this thing wasn't working right.
Oh, verbal doesn't count anymore?
No. Did they have to fill out tickets to get their car fixed from you?
No, huh? Just pull it up to the door and honk your horn, and we open the door and let you in.
Oh. Let's start over here. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on our Twitter at Hammer Report, and, of course, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google. On the show tonight, we're going to be talking to Brad Doty about the rescheduled Brad Doty Classic coming up this weekend, part of the Attica Ambush at Attica Raceway Park, Friday and Saturday.
Going to be a big deal at Attica.
And we do have Ryan Weekman's weekend weather pit stop forecast coming up. He did do it last week. He just forgot to send it over. So this week he did it and he sent it over, so it's a bonus. So we'll play that for you a little bit later, and you definitely want to stay tuned for that because
it's going to fill in some blanks.
Yeah, it'll fill in. That's a great way to put that. Make sure to give Ron Miller Race Cars a call, 734-856-7223. He's got race cars, parts, safety equipment, all kinds of good stuff. Any good deals going on? Any specials this week? Other than everything's always a special.
Well, some of the guys that work around the shop are special, but that probably doesn't count. Actually, I got an email today, and I haven't opened it about all the upcoming specials for the month of September, so I don't know.
Well, tune in next week then for all
That's
the
it.
specials.
Come back again next week. We'll let you know.
Also on the show tonight, we'll be talking to Jimmy McCune on the phone, our guest from last week, who apparently it paid off. He won Sunday at Sandusky. Not as good a luck Saturday at Owasso.
Yeah, only ran second.
Yeah, he spun out, had to go from the back up to second. So we'll talk to him about his weekend as well. He just celebrated his birthday on Sunday, too.
This might turn into kind of a weekly special. If we have a racer on,
do a follow-up
Do a follow-up report, just, a little 5-minute segment, and see what they did and what they think, and,
And thank us for giving them the win, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hammer Down Racing Report Dirty 30 coming up on Thursday, October 3rd, Sandusky Speedway. We've been talking about this a lot. No dirt on the track, just dirt cars racing on the asphalt at Sandusky Speedway. We're going to have UMP late model rules. They're going to go 30 laps. The trucks and bombers will be a combined class, and front-wheel drive cars as well.
Okay, I talked with Chris over the weekend because they had that compact series there on
Compact
a
Touring
race,
Series or
right,
whatever it
on
was.
Sunday, and they were on Hoosier Racing tires. But Chris assured me that the tire rule for the compacts is no race tires, no Hoosiers, no American racers, just a DOT
DOT
tire. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So apparently that's what the pavement four-cylinder or front-wheel drive cars are on, and certainly our cars are.
If you want to sign up or get more information on the Dirty 30 coming up at Sandusky Speedway October 3rd, including pricing, hours or times and everything, it's at hammerdownracingreport.com. We got a page set up there. And also there's a link to the forum if you want to race and you want us to talk about you racing in the Dirty 30. Fill out that form. It's there's a link to it to Sandusky Speedway's page on the Hammer Down Racing Report page. I know it's a little confusing.
I've got an update for you on that.
You do?
Yep.
I got an update too.
Cool.
You first.
Mark Hackenmeister, the 911 truck, he isn't on the computer at all, no internet, doesn't play around like some of us, and his truck will be there. It just left the shop today, and a little bit of crash repair, a little bit of chassis update, but he will definitely be there.
And Chuck Hummer has signed up as well.
Oh,
in his
right.
late
Very
model.
good.
So,
very good.
and he had some practice. He was there New Year's Day for the Hanover race.
He was fast. He was really fast.
He was driving it like it was on dirt.
Yep. Not sure he'll last 30 laps driving like that,
but he's got experience now.
He'll be exciting while he's up front.
He was pretty exciting. So, again, Dirty 30 coming up October 3rd. More details, hammerdownracingreport.com. Or you can always send us an email. Contact Chris Mize over at Sandusky Speedway. And it's going to be a fun time. We're going to do the show live there that night as well, probably around 5:30. So a little bit earlier. Just over a month away.
Interview a bunch of racers and talk to some fans and live remote.
Something like that, yeah.
Just make sure you add Mark Hackenmeister to the truck list. And MARK.
Thanks.
KACHENMEISTER.
What number is he?
911.
911. I knew there was two ones in there. Let's talk about some of the racing action this past weekend. And
there was a lot of it, dude.
Get to Brad Doty here. Attica Raceway Park was in action, and I believe it was their season championship night, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Travis Philo out of Waterville scored the 410 sprint win on Friday night, and DJ Foose finished second, which was enough to earn his first 410 Attica track championship.
Yay.
So pretty cool deal there. Jamie Miller won his fifth straight 305 feature. He was a guest on the show a couple weeks ago, too.
Still winning.
Yeah, still winning, yeah. And he locked up the 305 track championship as well. So congratulations to Jamie Miller.
And probably the Attica Fremont Championship?
They have one more race.
Okay.
Coming up, not this weekend, but I believe next weekend at Fremont.
At Fremont, yep.
Yeah. But I believe he's in front. So Sean Valeni beat out Kent Brewer by inches in the dirt truck feature there at Attica on Friday night as well. Flat Rock Speedway was in action. Hayden Sprague won his first ever late model feature event. Is he related to Jason?
Yes. Son.
Okay. Ross Mortgage?
Yes.
Which I am working with those guys for financing my house.
Very good.
So it's been interesting. Greg Stude won the Street Stock A Main and the track championship at Flat Rock there. LJ Farmer won the Street Stock B Main, and Dennis Wisman Sr. won the Figure 8. Wisman Jr. was the Figure 8 champion.
Massive crash in one of the Figure 8 heat races.
Was there?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, the cars aren't, though. Okay. It's going to take some real work to get them back together.
Is any of the cars at your shop?
Not yet.
Okay. So I should get my car there first, huh?
Well, they're pretty much done until next year, so I don't think they're in a hurry.
Frank Giovanni finished second in the late model feature, but he won the late model championship at Flat Rock. And Ian Jesilo was Jesilo. I'm renaming him. It's my show. I can do that.
I don't think so.
All right. Jesilo was the Street Stock B Main champ at Flat Rock Speedway. Mansfield Motor Speedway had the Dirt Million this past weekend. Brandon Shepard picked up his third Lucas Oil late model series win in Saturday's second annual Dirt Million. He received $101,626.20 for his efforts.
Really?
That's what it paid, yeah.
Okay. Where does the million come in?
It all supposed to add up to $1 million, I believe. Is how it works.
I know.
And it just didn't. Last week we reported it paid like $2,400 just to start.
Right.
So all that adds up. Not to, I think they were in the 300,000 range, but still, I mean I'd be happy with that.
It's a good day's work.
Yeah. Scott Bloomquist and Jonathan Davenport both earned feature wins on Thursday's preliminary races. Shepard and Mike Marlar won Friday's dual features. Lucas Oil Series is at Ponderosa Speedway tomorrow night. Then they go to Portsmouth Raceway Park on Saturday and Sunday at Tyler County Speedway for the 51st annual Hillbilly 100.
The first annual?
51st.
Oh, okay.
51st. Stephen Klinek won the Windy 50 Modified feature Saturday at Sandusky Speedway. Robert Young was the Lake Erie Stock feature winner. Brad Merritt took the victory in the Renegades, and Isaiah Fowler won the Beginner Stocks. On Sunday, Jake Albright won the Compact Touring Series feature event. And last week's guest, as we mentioned, Jimmy McCune picked up the Must See Racing Sprint feature.
Went to see that race. It was a really good race. And we'll talk to Jimmy about it. But he was sitting in third place. I believe it was a 30-lap feature, and just didn't look like he had anything at all for him.
I did read that somebody got hurt in one of the wrecks during one of the heat races and taken to the hospital, but later released.
Yeah, they bounced around. Nobody went upside down, but he bounced around pretty hard, and I think he landed hard in his seat. Might have bruised his back.
That's what he was saying. He was complaining of lower back pain.
Right.
But I guess everything was okay. So
yep, put him on a board, took him for a ride, sent him back.
Sent him back. World of Outlaw rookie Carson Macedo picked up his third win of the season and $20,000 in his first race at Black Hills Speedway on Friday night. Knoxville Nationals winner David Gravel was the winner Saturday night at Big Sky Speedway. Coming up for those guys is Skagit Speedway in Washington Friday night. They're out on the
That's quite a ride.
West Coast, yeah. Then Grays Harbor Raceway on Monday, and then it's to Williamette Speedway in Oregon on Wednesday. So, yeah, they're doing the West Coast swing. Alley's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit Champions. Aaron Reitzel won at Grandview Speedway last Thursday night. He followed that up with the win Friday night at Williams Grove. Skylar Gee from Alberta, Canada, took the checkers on Saturday at Lincoln Speedway. That was his first ever All-Star win. Gerald McIntyre Jr. won Sunday at BAPS, and also 5 drivers were disqualified at BAPS following a red flag for their crews leaving the designated work area in the infield. Drivers included that were disqualified included Lance DeWeese and Skylar Gee. So a couple of some stout competition there. I guess they had the work area in the infield, and it sounds like they left the infield, I guess meaning maybe they walked across the track or something. And I know Tony Stewart actually put out a little press release on the All-Stars website kind of explaining the situation. I don't know if he necessarily apologized for it. He just kind of explained it, saying it wasn't the track that made the call. It was his series officials that made the call. I guess he was in the race himself. His officials made the call, and they're going to work to try and avoid that kind of situation in the future because, the fans kind of disappointed.
I wonder what would have happened if one of the Tony's crew guys left the designated work
Tony
area.
Probably would have got disqualified.
Boy, that would have been ugly.
How fun would that have been? Hey, boss. Sorry about Sunday.
That's okay.
You have to talk to your crew guys. All-Stars are at Attica, of course, this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And then they are going to be at Wayne County Speedway on Sunday and Monday. Then they're at Bedford Speedway next Thursday. So a lot of races upcoming for the All-Stars. NASCAR action. Brett Moffitt won for the second consecutive time this weekend at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Their next race is going to be September 13th at Las Vegas. That's going to be at 9 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Christopher Bell was the winner Saturday at Road America in the Xfinity Series. Their next race is this weekend, Saturday at 4 o'clock. The Haircuts VFW 200 at Darlington. That'll be on NBC. And
the Cup Series was off.
They were. They'll be racing on Sunday. I believe that's going to be on NASCAR or NBC Sports Network.
NBCSN.
That's the one. It's a lot of N's. IndyCar action. Takuma Sato, who took the blame. I don't know if he was to blame, but he took the blame for the big crash at Pocono the week before. He picked up the win at Gateway in the Bommarito Auto Group 500. Their next race is coming up on Sunday as well. The Grand Prix of Portland, that'll be at 3 o'clock on NBC. So IndyCar gets broadcast TV networks, and the Cup Series for NASCAR is on cable.
Yeah, that doesn't seem quite right, but I guess it
is what it is.
Yeah, the contract that they've negotiated.
One other random note here: the World of Outlaws are in action tonight at I-96.
Yes,
and they had a nice article on Rusty Schlenk on their website, the World of Outlaw.
They did.
Morton Buildings Late Model Series website, I guess.
Right, and Rusty runs very well at I-96. So
he's going to be going for his first World of Outlaw win tonight at I-96. I guess the last time he competed with them was the Summer National versus World of Outlaw event. I think he finished 16th.
Right. I think he had some sort of issue with there.
So, yeah. Should we go through some other news here before we get to Brad, or should we give Brad a call now?
Yeah, let's give Brad a call.
All right. We're going to give Brad Doty a call. We talked to him before the originally scheduled Brad Doty Classic, and that got rained out, and the makeup date had issues. So make up some specials for Ron Miller race cars for September, since you're not sure what they are.
I can do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I haven't even bothered to open my emails yet, so it's kind of difficult to give you any specials. But
I forgot. We have to dial 9 now.
Oh, Scott.
I don't know how to work these things. It's too many buttons. Go ahead, talk about it.
Well, I don't know what to talk about because I haven't opened my emails, Scott.
All right. Well, thank you for killing a little bit of time while I dialed there. This is why we need a producer. Uh-oh, rain shower just passed I-96. Currently have cars on the track.
Oh.
Matt Swander just gave us that update.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brad?
Yeah.
Brad, it's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller from the Hammer Down Racing Report. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Wonderful. Yeah. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah.
I
wish we weren't, but
yeah.
Nothing personal.
Well, I'm assuming it's been another busy week for you, right?
Yeah, I'm actually driving home from Indy. In the studio I drove out yesterday. I was in the studio today voicing all-star races. And then we have Friday, Saturday race, Sunday at Wayne County, and then Monday I drive to Pittsburgh to be in the studio Tuesday for the World of Outlaws TV stuff. So, yeah, it's been a good distraction. It's getting, being in the studio and not thinking so much about the race.
Okay. How much work went into rescheduling the Brad Doty Classic for this upcoming weekend at Attica?
Well,
How did it come about?
Well, Attica, it's been called the Attica Ambush. It's been on their schedule for years. A 2-day all-star race, Labor Day weekend, and it's been on, like I said, their schedule for many, many years. And so when we rained out on July 16th, the World of Outlaws race, of course, if everybody knows by now that we had a rain date for Wednesday that we lost. I'll put it that way. And then the sun came out on Wednesday and we could have raced. But anyway, we lost that event. And by Thursday, the promoter, John Boris, and Director of Operations at Attica, Rex Lejeune, gave me a call and said, how about, want to know if I'd be interested in running it, this 2-day all-star race, making Saturday night the finale being the Brad Doty Classic and paying $10,000 to win. The Attica Ambush paid $5,000 each night, so we upped it to $10,000 to win and made it an all-star race. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to give it a try. But the main thing I was concerned about was our sponsors. I've worked really hard with a lot of sponsors on board, and it's basically they were promised a World of Outlaws race, and so I had to check with them to make sure they were all on board. And we have 6 major sponsors, and not one hesitated when I called and explained what we were going to try to do, and would they stay with us if we did it, and that kind of thing. And that was very important. Whether we did it or not was if they would stay with it.
Very good. Big question. Is Tony Stewart going to be in the house?
No, unfortunately, he's going to be racing in Wisconsin. He was already committed to run up in Wisconsin tomorrow and Saturday, so he will not be in the house.
Aw.
But we plan on a full field of cars, and that's one thing about the All Stars. They've got a great group following them this year, and you throw in, of course, the weekly cars at Fremont at Attica, and man, it's wide open. It could be anybody's game. And then, paying, at Wayne County's paying $12,000 to win on Sunday and $6,000 on Monday, so there's like $33,000 to win in 4 nights of racing. So we're assuming that's going to bring some outside cars in for the weekend that. Knowing they can run 4 nights in a row within an hour and a half of each other, that I don't think we'll have to worry about, having good race cars.
That'll make for a nice payday if somebody could win all 4 races this weekend.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
So you said none of the sponsors had any problems then with it changing to be an all-star race as opposed to World of Outlaws?
No, not at all. And we've had Ohio Logistics for, I believe, 13 years as a title sponsor, Racing Optics over 10 years as the presenting sponsor, and Callie's has been with us for a few years. Priority Aviation came on a couple years ago, but it's interesting because I had Jake's Performance and R&R Enterprises who do our event shirts and do a lot of the racer shirts, this R&R Enterprises. But Jake's, this was their first time really involved in dirt track racing, and so I was really concerned whether they would come back, because obviously they didn't get to see any racing, and they had a representative at Attica when it rained out. But of course, we had their huge, I think they're 10 by 15 Jegs inflatables up. We have their banners up, all the trash cans lined with their logo. So. And there was a nationwide press release that went out. And so, there were a lot of fans there before it rained out that got to see all that. And so I think they felt like they got some of their money's worth even before, we decided to do the makeup race. And, again, I'm very fortunate that them just being brand new, R&R and Jegs, that they both, didn't hesitate, said, yeah, we're with you. So that was a real plus for us. Made us feel good that they were willing to stick it out with us.
Did you get any feedback from fans asking you to somehow make up the Brad Doty Classic?
Oh yeah. Social media really lit up, and really that's the bottom line. We can't do it without the fans. I mean, the fans pay the drivers, pay the teams. And they also, if we make any money, it's from the fans. So it's very important that the fans show up. And boy, yeah, we definitely on social media really lit up about trying to make it up. And a lot of fans kind of reassured us that, they would be back even if it wasn't a quote sanctioned race that they would be back to support the event. And so getting a lot of good feedback, and actually somebody on Twitter just yesterday had a picture of their camper from Ontario, Canada. They were loaded up and ready to head down, and getting a lot of Central Pennsylvania fans coming back. And of course we lost, we had a lot of Australian. We sold tickets in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and like I said, Canada. So the UK and New Zealand, Australia, I think some of those are in, that maybe still in the United States, but I was going to do a Twitter poll and ask, and just haven't gotten to it yet. But I know we're going to lose some of those, but I think we'll make up for it with other fans this time of year, knowing that if you're within a 4 or 5 hour drive at least, or at the minimum, the season's winding down and the weather's looking good at Attica and Wayne County, so we're hoping that the fans will come out and support us.
Brad, from where I'm sitting, you say that it doesn't have the race lost its major sanction, but it seems that with Tony Stewart's star power, that the All-Stars is, as far as fan clout in this area, is every bit equal to World of Outlaws.
Well, I hope you're right. Because and I've had fans, like I said, that said they would come whether it was sanctioned or not. That basically it kind of opened it wide open on who may win the race, and so and the All-Stars definitely have a great product. There's no doubt about it. Aaron Reitzel and Dale Blaney are in a tremendous points battle for the championship, and I mean it's literally back and forth within a few points for the last couple of weeks. And so there are a lot of diehard fans who are following that and want to come and see. I mean, this 4 nights could make or break the championship, and so fans want to be there to see it. If something happened big, in 4 straight nights there could be a major swing in the points, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
How many of the Pennsylvania guys do you think might travel over?
Well, I don't know. There's some shows, not anything really big on Saturday. They've got some, of course, a lot of them are locked up in their points for their weekly track at Williams Grove, maybe Lincoln, Port Royal that runs Saturday. But a lot of them aren't. Some of them have traveled. So we really don't know. I've got some people saying they're going to try to make it. I can't mention any names, but then, because if they don't, if the schedule changes at the last minute, well then, I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. But, there's some Western Pennsylvania cars that I would assume would travel in, but, that's, I guess, part of the appeal. It seems wide open.
Let me get your opinion on what happened this past Sunday at BAPS with all the disqualifications. What's your take on that?
Well, I don't know a lot about it. I understand it. Well, obviously, everybody the last few years has worked really hard with safety issues and trying to make the sport safer from the driver's cockpit to the racetracks to this ruling of where teams, from what I understand, it's where the teams could stay in a certain area to watch their race car. And it sounds like under the red flag conditions, some of those team members got outside of that box, that area that was designated for them to watch. And I guess there was some misunderstanding on, obviously there was a red flag out. They didn't, they didn't know they had to stay in there during the red flag. I thought it was just green flag racing only, that kind of thing. So it sounds like there was some gray area.
Just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, just definitely a misunderstanding. And it looked really bad because I think there were 4 or 5 drivers disqualified, and
5, yeah.
4 of those 5, and 4 of them were Pennsylvania Posse drivers, and one was Skylar G, who runs the All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, it really looked bad. Of course, I know you guys know race fans, and race fans.
They light up the keyboards.
Absolutely, and they're fanatics. I mean, that's where the word fans come from. Well, some of them, boy, if they think that you or the sanctioning body or a promoter, somebody or another driver has done their driver bad or dirty, boy, they get upset. And of course, the Pennsylvania Posse fans thought the All-Stars were just disqualifying the PA Posse drivers and felt it was one-sided. And there were some people that did get up and leave. And I'm sure hoping that none of those that left and said they'd never go back to an All-Star race weren't planning on being at our event this weekend, because we sure want them to come out. But I think things have calmed down or cooled off a little bit to where, people realize it was a big misunderstanding. I have read a little bit where Tony Stewart said it won't happen again, that they're revising the rule to make it more clear, and basically that they know it wasn't a good deal. So it's just like the injuries, some of the things that have happened. You can't foresee every scenario that's going to happen and either make a rule for it or against it. And this was a scenario that nobody saw coming until it happened, as far as this box and when and where they can leave and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping it's straightened out and everybody will forget and forgive.
Well, it sounds like, according to what Tony Stewart had posted on the All-Star website, that is definitely being addressed and will be taken care of. So it shouldn't be an issue anymore in the future. So
I can believe when Tony says this will never happen again, it won't happen again.
So back to this weekend. How many? Do you have any expectations? Any idea how many drivers you think is going to show up for at least Saturday night's 10,000 to win?
Oh gosh, I really don't. I mean, I'd say we're going to, close to 50. I would imagine somewhere in that range, 40 to 50.
Okay. That should be enough cars to make a good show.
I think so.
Oh, absolutely. And well, only 24 make the A main. So
right.
Anything over that, you've got some cars going home, and even if we only have 30 or 40 cars, which I don't foresee, but they're definitely going to be quality cars. There's no doubt about that. And some fans would argue, and some people would argue, it doesn't take quantity to make a good race. You just need the quality, and I think we're going to have that.
We're talking to Brad Doty once again about the Brad Doty Classic, which has been rescheduled for this weekend at Attica Raceway Park. Part of are they still calling the weekend the Attica Ambush, because they got the Friday night 5,000 to win, and then you're the Classic on Saturday at 10,000 to win?
Yeah, it's still the Attica Ambush, but / the Brad Doty Classic weekend, and so both nights are still considered the Brad Doty Classic, just a preliminary on Friday, but the champion or the winner on Saturday night will be the Brad Doty Classic champion. Gotcha. Yep, and they'll get the trophy and the custom painted helmet that goes to the winner.
Now, and I hate to ask this, but is there a contingency plan in case of weather for Saturday night?
No, because with Wayne County scheduled for Sunday and Monday, we in Attica. I believe they shut down after this weekend. It's their final race. So, unfortunately, there's not. But I've tried. Casey Kane's cousin came to me. Willie Kane, we're pretty good friends. Came to me at Knoxville at the Nationals and kind of jokingly chewed me out. He said, He came up to me and said, "You've got to stop talking about weather." He said, "You jinx yourself. Every interview I've ever heard with you, you worry about the weather. You talk about rain. You this and that." He said, "You need to just shut up about the weather." So I've tried to heed his warning and not look at it as much and not worry about it as much. But from what everybody's telling me and some of the screenshots that people are showing me, we're looking pretty good. I don't think weather is going to be an issue. It looks like it's going to be in the high 70s tomorrow and the mid 70s and mostly sunny both days. So hopefully we won't need any contingency plan.
Brad Doty, the weather man, the promoter has to worry about weather.
Yeah, that's just it. I tease people, when I was a driver, if we got rained out, I didn't make any money. And then I got into the promoting business. Well, actually, I got into the TV business next. And if I was at a TV race and it rained out, I didn't make any money, and I'm still in the TV business. And then I get in the promoting business, And as a promoter, if we get rained out, I don't make any money. I thought, well, there's something really wrong with me. I've had three occupations.
But as a promoter, you can lose money.
Yeah.
At least if you don't get paid, it's not too bad. But
right. It's money that you didn't earn. But yeah, absolutely. You made a good point that a lot of people don't understand. And just like the rain out for the July 16th race, I mean, we had advertising and we had the gates open, so you got to pay help and insurance and different things. So we're hoping to more than make up for it this weekend, and I'm being optimistic and I think it's going to be great.
All right, let's not talk about the weather anymore.
Good. We're done with that.
One last question for you. What exactly are you doing while the racing's going on at Attica? I mean, what is your duties? Just to sit back and watch?
I do a lot of that, but just making sure that making sure the sponsors that are there, that I talk to them, and unfortunately, some of them that agreed to stay with us as a sponsor can't physically be there this weekend, which is unfortunate. But usually, I try to make sure I talk to them and make sure the signs are up and just go around thanking all the teams that have made the race, any fans that I happen to see, just take time with them. My job pretty much when race day rolls around, my job's pretty much done between, like I said, John Boris, Rex Lejeune, and then the All-Stars staff who literally run the race. The format, the lining up of the cars, getting the cars pushed out in a timely manner and stuff. That's all up to them. So my job is to really promote the race, bring in sponsorship, make sure the sponsors are happy, and just
shake hands, slap backs, and kiss the babies.
There you go. Yeah.
So,
hopefully that's all. Hopefully that's all been done in the right way, and have a good, clean race tomorrow and Saturday, and a full grandstand.
So you're accessible to the fans then? So if a fan comes up to you and wants to get a selfie with you or get your autograph, you're cool with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely. And a lot of times I'm around where the event T-shirts are sold and sign some of the event T-shirts.
Nice.
And I do have to address the crowd at a certain point. I have to have like after the Last Chance Showdown, I have to make sure that the winner of that Last Chance Showdown gets a photo that's taken for the sponsor, so it can be put out on social media. You got to be at the drivers' meeting to address the drivers there. So there are certain times of the night that I have to be in certain places and do certain things. But in between that, I'm just kind of roaming around the pits and up on the ramp watching races like everybody else when the cars are on the track.
All right. Well, Brad, we wish you luck this weekend. The Brad Doty Classic Friday and Saturday night at Attica Raceway Park. $5,000 to win on Friday, and then the main event, $10,000 to win on Saturday, and then a couple races at Wayne County Speedway Sunday and Monday too.
55 cars, packed grandstands.
It's going to be great.
I like the way you think.
All right, Brad.
If you don't mind, I would like to add one more thing.
Go ahead.
The All-Stars, it's all general admission seating. So anyone who bought a pit pass or general admission seating for the July 16th race, those tickets will be honored. And it's actually, they'll get a refund. But anybody who bought a reserved seat through the World of Outlaws ticket office which by now I'm sure they did, had to call the number on the back of the ticket for the refund. Those reserved tickets cannot be brought over or exchanged for this weekend because that was a World of Outlaws race. This is an All-Stars race, and so the money situation is completely different. So anyway, I just want to make that clear that anybody that bought a pit pass or a general admission ticket can for sure use it this weekend, and they'll actually get a refund because it's a little cheaper ticket this weekend.
Gotcha. What about drivers and crews that may have had pit passes from the rained out race?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep, pit passes. Yep, pit passes are good, and they'll get it was $40 for the World of Outlaws on July 16th, and it's $35 this weekend. So anybody who bought a pit pass, drivers, fans, anyone will get a $5 rebate, I guess, so to speak, or refund. Yep.
Hot dog money.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Merchandise money.
That's it.
All right, Brad.
Yeah. Well, we do have. We got about 100 event T-shirts out of 500 that will be available starting when the gates open tomorrow night. And they are first come, first served. But there are still event T-shirts available.
Excellent. Do they say like July 16th on them still?
They do, and that makes them even more valuable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, we appreciate the time, Brad, and good luck this weekend.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. All
right. It's Brad Doty Classic this weekend at Attica Raceway Park, Friday and Saturday. Ought to be
going to be a big deal.
They like to finish off the season.
55 cars in a packed grandstand.
Yeah. Sounds like the name of a country song or something.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't do country. Sorry.
I do.
I know you do. Yeah. That's why it sounded like a country song. We're going to talk to Jimmy McCune here in just a little bit, winner and guest last week on the show, winner of the Must See Racing Sprint feature at Sandusky Speedway on Sunday.
Second at Owasso.
Second on Saturday at Owasso, yeah. Before we get to that, let's knock off some racing news here. Matt Borland, the crew chief on the NASCAR Cup Germain Racing number 13, driven by Ty Dillon, has been suspended indefinitely. It's always suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, well, that way they can bring him back next week.
After failing a random drug test, in a statement from Borland, he claimed the failed drug test to be a result of drinking diet coffee for the past 6 months that had a derivative of the banned substance.
I was talking with my nurse/wife, and
our the Hammer Down Racing Report medical expert.
That's the one, and she suspects that banned substance may be something very similar to the pill that they called Mother's Little Helper back in the '60s. It was just a little.
I wasn't around.
Just a little pick me up, yeah.
Caffeine,
basically.
Okay,
but I guess that is prevalent in some sort
diet
of
coffee.
Diet coffee.
I didn't even know diet coffee was a thing.
I didn't know there. Why in the heck would you have diet? I mean, it's nothing but brown water with a little caffeine.
Another driver was suspended. Tyler Deipel, NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series driver, had been suspended late last week for, quote, actions detrimental to stock car racing.
But wait, there's more.
DJ Kennington stepped in to fill the driver's seat in the O2 truck last weekend. But apparently what happened was, and this was weird because the details didn't come out until later, but on August 18th, Deipel was pulled over by New York State Police for a moving violation, and I believe I read that he's changed lanes without signaling.
Bad boy.
Never seen that done before. And the New York State Police pulled him over. Deipel and his passenger gave conflicting stories from where they had come from, and I guess Deipel gave consent to search the vehicle, saying he had nothing to hide, and police found a controlled substance prescribed to someone else in a bag that had been left in his car. So Deipel was arrested on a possession charge. So that's what the actions detrimental to stock car racing, I believe, was initially referring to for the suspension. But then yesterday, Deipel appeared in court with an affidavit stating that the prescription was accidentally left in his truck by a friend, and the judge dropped all charges. And later last night, NASCAR reinstated Deipel so he can compete in the next truck race, which is coming up at Las Vegas next weekend. So, crazy story there.
Yeah, well, Matt Borland's story is a little on the strange side, too.
They're all weird. Anything that has to do with NASCAR anymore is weird. This is less weird, but NASCAR Hall of Fame team owner will be, Richard Childress, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I forgot to write down the name. NASCAR Hall of Fame team owner will be driving the pace car at Indianapolis for the Cup Series race on September 8th. But Richard Childress, I believe, is who that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I got an update here. I can't tell what it was.
Oh.
It's official. Oh, new track record at I-96. Frank Heckenast Jr. set a new track record for dirt late models in the World of Outlaw Late Model Series qualifying, 15.836 seconds.
Wow. And Frankie Heckenast has been running really, really well.
Apparently so. Back to the news. Waynesfield Raceway Park has moved the Bob Hampshire Classic. It was originally scheduled for next weekend.
Right.
And now it's going to be Saturday, October 12th, featuring the Fast Sprint Series and Boss Non-Wing Series as well. It's going to be the season championship for both series. More information to be coming on that, the rescheduled Bob Hampshire Classic. Casey Kane Racing announced that James McFadden will return to the seat in the number 9 Wicked Energy Gum Sprint Car next weekend. He will compete in a trio of Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champion races in Pennsylvania. And did you hear about Haley Dugan? Haley Deegan. I need more coffee. Haley Deegan's back in the news. This time for
what a surprise.
She pissed off 54-year-old NASCAR K&N West Series driver Todd Souza after she got into him near the end of this past weekend's race at Gateway.
I thought you were going to tell me that she got into a record number of 54 other race cars in the same race.
No.
Okay. She's been really good at that, Scott.
She's been getting into people, yeah. But apparently this guy was pissed off and got in her trailer and I guess cussed her out pretty
really?
good. And said that he will... he threatened retaliation and that he will get her back. He'll pay her back, I believe, is the basic outcome of that. Yeah.
I thought you didn't go to other people's trailers.
Well, apparently the NASCAR K&N Pro Series is a little bit different. Haley Deegan currently sits second in the points for the K&N Pro Series West. She's got 2 wins. And finally, in some sad news, Jessie Combs, the fastest woman on 4 wheels, I believe is her title. She died this past week trying to break her own land speed record of going 398 miles an hour. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy fast. She had a 52,000 horsepower jet-powered car. She was 36. She was also on Mythbusters, one of my favorite shows,
right.
Filling in for a while. So that's all the news I got. You got any other news?
No, I believe that'll do it.
All right, let's talk to the winner at Sandusky Speedway this past weekend.
You know, I believe he's driving, but I'm not sure.
Where's he going?
I know that he and the Marsh family were headed up Michigan a ways to go on a little bit of a canoe trip.
Huh. Are they off this weekend?
I think so. We'll find out for sure here momentarily.
Assuming I dialed correctly, we could be talking to some random person.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. McCune.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller here. Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
Picking up the win on your birthday at Sandusky Speedway. And I guess Saturday sounded like it was a little bit of a challenge, but you managed a second-place finish. So a pretty good weekend overall for you, huh?
Yeah, I had a little misfortune and spun out about lap 5, running 4th. So, we went back to 17th and still come back up to 7th or 2nd. So I think it would have been a little bit different story. We at least had a chance for a win if we hadn't spun out. But, such is luck. We got one out of the weekend, and it was on my birthday, so that's all that matters.
So the bad luck was Saturday at Owasso. Did you have any bad luck then Saturday or Sunday? I'm sorry, at Sandusky.
No. I mean, we showed up a little bit late because I wasn't real happy with the car after Saturday night's race. So we went home, stopped at the shop, and unloaded, and stripped the car down in the morning. We spent 3 or 4 hours in the shop, and then we were the last ones to pull into Sandusky, and we got there about 15 minutes before hot lap started, so we were in a mad thrash to get everything out there and go. But all in all, it turned out real well. We had good time and won the feature, so yeah.
I know that after the heat race, you weren't really comfortable with the car. I know you threw a few things at it, and then it seemed as though you were just kind of content to run in third. 10 laps to go. I don't know if you were saving your tires or what happened, but boy, that last 10 laps was sure impressive.
Yeah, we made some adjustments after the heat race. Like I said, I wasn't real pleased with the car, and it was still fast, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So we made those adjustments, and the car came alive in the feature. The bad part about that is, we get strung out, and it's hard to So it's just really hard to reel a guy in. You know, we would catch him in traffic and get close, and toward the end of the race, you know, we were lapping some cars, and, you know, we were up on the high side, you know, pretty far up there, and I noticed that the car picked up a little bit of grip, so we had that caution, and I said, well, you know, this is the only opportunity we're going to get right here is those first 2-3 laps, you know, when these guys have cold tires, and, you know, I muscled her into turn 1 and 2 on the first lap, and I just went to the high side, and it felt good, and then I just trailed Gerster down the front straightaway, and, you know, just got my left front on his right rear, and, you know, just blew past him going into turn 1, and I think I did the same thing to Lit, just kind of got up close to him going on the back straightaway, and he was already kind of running in the middle of the high line, so I just, you know, just dove to the bottom and, you know, got alongside of him, and, you know, he finally, I mean, he raced me clean and raced me tight, but we finally got past him.
And drove away from there. Of course, you didn't know, really you didn't know that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I went down the back straightaway and muscled my way in between 2 lap cars, one to the outside, one to the inside, and I kind of threaded the seam there, and, you know, kind of got in there and, you know, made the motor noise, so they knew I was there, and, you know, they gave way and gave some room. So,
how much do you attribute your win to being a guest on our show last week?
Probably the whole thing.
From everything I hear from you guys, it sounds like it was one of the most important things. So we're gonna have to talk again next week.
You're gonna go with that, right?
What's the next 2 weeks in a row we need to speak?
What's the next? Are you off this weekend?
Yeah, we're off this weekend, and we are going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan the following weekend, and Jennerstown, Pennsylvania the following weekend, and both very big, fast racetracks. So I'm looking forward to it.
I noticed the points hadn't been updated on the website. Do you know where things have shaken out in the points after this past weekend? Don't know.
I have no clue. I mean, we've got 5. I think we've still got 5 or 6 shows left to try to tighten that up, and you know, we'll see what happens. You know?
So you don't know if you've caught that pesky nephew yet?
No, I have no idea. So I'm sure we'll find out in the week coming, and you know, he knows I'm coming for him. So we'll just go to each race and do what we do, and, you know, we'll see where the cards fall at the end of the night, each night.
Little family R&R this weekend?
Yeah, we are going to head north tomorrow and you know, go play with some friends up near Traverse City area. So yeah,
some
of your friends, the Price family,
a couple of other Hammer Down Racing Report guests.
Yep, definitely.
All right, well, have a relaxing weekend, and congratulations for your win this past weekend.
And since you were on this show, we expect really big things.
Yeah, Jamie Miller keeps winning in the 305, and he was on a few weeks ago. He's been on a winning streak. So.
Yeah.
So you should be good for at least a few more weeks.
Grand Rapids should be a piece of cake.
Sure, always. Yeah, right.
Thanks so much,
Jimmy. We're just going to go bust our tails like we always do, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right, bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Jimmy McCune, 4-time must-see racing sprint car champion. Sprint car extraordinaire.
Nicknamed the Bulldog, and after watching him win that race Sunday, I understand why.
Okay. Have you ever raced against him?
I don't think so. We used to take him around to BMX races. He traveled with us when my son Steve was racing BMX. He's a couple years younger than Steve, but we've known the family forever.
Cool. Last week's How Many, we did how many late models were going to be at Mansfield on Saturday night.
Yeah.
The number I came up with that I found was 56 entries.
Right.
And that would mean I was the winner because I said 75. I guessed the lowest.
Yeah.
And online, Dean Henry was our winner. He guessed 31.
Ooh.
So, again, we're going to open up the How Many to our Facebook Live listeners if you want to leave a comment on there. If you're listening on or watching us live on Facebook or Periscope, I can't monitor all these. I can't monitor 3 things at once. I'm only watching the Facebook Live one. So, if you want to participate, you can put in your guess. I suppose I should tell you what you're going to be guessing here. How many All-Stars 410 sprints Saturday night at Attica for the Brad Doty Classic?
I already went out on a
You said
55. I went out on a limb for that one, buddy.
You got 55 already. All right. I'm sorry. Official medical correspondent for the Hammer Down Racing Report. 52 for Kathy. And, that's a tough one.
It's a toughie.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go in the middle or higher. I don't want to go any lower. I'm going to go with, I'll go 54.
Really?
I'm going to go right in the middle. 54. So we'll find out. That's how many.
Technically, it'd be 53 and a half to be right in the middle, but.
Well, whatever. We'll see. We'll find out how many sprint cars will be at Attica Saturday night.
This is Saturday.
Not Friday. Saturday night for the 10,000 to win show. I figured that should bring in more. But the weather may be a little iffy. We're going to get that weekend weather pit stop from Ryan Weekman, WTOL meteorologist, coming up here in just a moment. First, let's go over this weekend's racing that you can expect. Obviously, we've been talking about this one, the Attica Ambush weekend / Brad Doty Classic. Both Friday and Saturday. Friday night, it's the All-Star Circuit of Champions, 5,000 to win. They're also going to have UMP late models, 2,000 to win. Gates open at 3:30, racing at 7:45. General admission is $22 Friday night. And then Saturday, it's the 10,000 to win All-Star Circuit of Champions. 305 sprints will be in action for 1,000 to win. Gates open at 3, racing at 7, and tickets just a little bit more expensive on Saturday, but not too bad. We're at $25.
That's not bad at all.
Not for a 10,000 to win show. Also, Saturday night, Flat Rock Speedway will be in action with Danny's Transport School Bus Figure 8 event, plus street stocks, regular figure 8s, flagpole race, figure 8 boat race, and that's about it. So some interesting stuff going on at Flat Rock. Pits open at 3, gates at 4. Racing will start. Actually, it starts an hour earlier. So if you are planning to go to Flat Rock Speedway on Saturday night, get there earlier. Instead of 7 o'clock, they're going to be starting at 6 o'clock this Saturday. General admission is $18, $19 for reserve tickets there at Flat Rock. Oakshade Raceway in action with Cricket Wireless Authorized Dealer Night. It's an American Late Model Series show. 2,000 to win for that, featuring late models, Sportsman, Bombers, Compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission just $14 at Oakshade on Saturday. Sandusky Speedway and Fremont Speedway are both off this weekend. There is racing Sunday. Eldora Speedway is going to have an American Late Model Series event, the Baltus Classic, presented by Coors Light, featuring the American Late Model Series, UMP Modifieds, and Eldora Stocks. Pits will open at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Spectator gates at 4, racing at 7:30. And general admission, $19 there, $24 for reserve. How many drivers do you think show up that are going to be competing in the World 100 to get some practice?
Tune-up?
Yeah, tune-up for it. Think there'll be a lot of drivers show up for that?
It used to be a big deal, Scott. It's not quite that way anymore. I mean,
Well,
there'll probably be 30 cars, but I don't think it's going to be huge.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Speaking of the World 100, we're less than 1 week. No, we are exactly 1 week and 2 minutes away from the start of the World 100 weekend. Thursday night will be the first night of the World 100, and actually it's not a bad night. 10,000 to win, twin 25s on Thursday at Eldora Speedway on Thursday.
10 grand to win each one?
I believe so.
Oh, the twin 25. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a pretty big start.
That's a big deal.
Pits open at 11 a.m. a week from today, Thursday, September 5th. Spectator gates at noon, and the racing will begin at 8 p.m. General admission tickets for that is $29, $34 reserve seating at Eldora. So that's what you can expect for this weekend and this upcoming week. Oh, yeah, the Browns are playing.
Ooh.
They're tied. It's
nothing.
Nobody cares. It's preseason. They always win preseason, then they suck. But how about we check out the weekend weather pit stop with Ryan
thought
Whitman.
I heard an impact wrench.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, no. Maybe I was wrong.
Oh, there it is. Some crazy stuff.
This is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman, and starting off on a beautiful note for us down at Attica. It doesn't get better than this. Pretty low humidity. Sunshine's going to be out. Temperatures right near 80 degrees at the start of the races there. So great weather Friday. All right, we got the good news out of the way. Saturday, rain showers likely later in the day. So Flat Rock back at Attica and Oakshade. It's going to be a little spotty for the rain, but it does look like it's something we'll have to watch very closely late in the day Saturday. Chances start to increase into early Sunday. So Eldora, I think the rain will be out by the evening, but showers likely for much of the day leading up to those races. And if you look ahead to next Thursday down at Eldora, things looking pretty cool at this point. Temperatures may struggle to get out of the 60s for a high there, but it does look dry. This has been your weekend weather pit stop forecast. Be sure to download that free First Alert weather app. We'll keep you ahead of everything, including Hurricane Dorian and any rain showers that may move in for us over the weekend. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman.
Sounds like he's in a cave. Got a big echo going there.
It's just his voice.
Hopefully the rain holds off for Saturday racing and Sunday at Eldora. So
Kind of spotty.
keep your app handy and keep checking the racetrack websites or social media.
WTOL weather app.
There you go. And Dean Henry, who I believe it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dean Henry.
All right.
He just
Finally
said
turned
here
30.
on our Facebook Live that next week he will give away a extra large pizza to the winner of how many that guess on Facebook Live. So I guess we can't get the pizza, just the people that guess how many. And again, for this week,
Now could I go on Facebook Live and guess?
I don't know. He didn't put any official rules, so maybe we could just type in our guess on there. Yeah, and again, it'll be whoever. If you guess a number somebody else guessed, it's whoever put it in first. And for this week, it was how many sprints are going to be at Attica on Saturday for the Brad Doty Classic. So we got Larry Kingseed guessed 48 there.
All right.
So we'll see. We'll find out who wins next week on the show. Also on the show next week, we're going to have Kevin Reeve in the studio, late model driver, modified driver. Is he driving modified?
He's run both.
He's run everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a memorial race for his...
a really nice racer.
And he's got a big memorial race for his dad that they do at Butler Speedway that we'll be talking about.
Coming up in a couple of weeks, and he'll be here next week.
There you go. So tune in next Saturday, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope. We'll be there, all those places. Listen to us on iHeartRadio and everywhere else.
Make sure you like us no matter where you go.
Yeah, Dean says we can't make up the rules. Why not? It's our show.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he says you can make up the rules. Okay, yeah, we can make up the rules. All right. Thanks, Dean.
So my 55 counts as being the first one in.
I guess. Well, you got to type it in there, though.
Oh, all right.
Somebody types it in before you. Maybe they'll share the pizza with you.
Yeah.
I like that idea. The winner has to share the pizza.
By the way, Dean,
Bring it in.
We really like pizza.
Oh, we do. We do. It's all right. All right, we're done. Thanks again. Coming at you from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. Check out HammerdownRacingReport.com. Dirty 30 information on there as well. Everything you need to know. HammerRacingReport.com.
Yeah. You have fun last weekend, Scott?
Racing?
Yeah.
I did until the rear end of my car broke.
It was good seeing you back.
Yeah, it was all right. Now it needs fixed again.
That's okay. We can do that.
The other side broke. I think what happened, the rear end got torqued, and you fixed the side that broke, but the other side got weakened and then just snapped during the feature.
Yeah, you'll have that.
I don't like that. That makes me sad. All right, we're going now. See you
It
next
doesn't
week.
bring you joy. I understand.
See you next week.
Goodbye, guys.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing
Till now it's never been so